Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie all day. Oh yeah. So today I'm bringing you something from Core Essentials. Now this intro might be a little long because I got a couple things to show you. So these guys are like the greatest belt makers in the world. And people like a belt, but they make, like, first of all, the best gun belts, and then their regular belts. And what happens is they run on these tracks. So instead of trying to punch holes in your belt and do, all the put boom boom and try to get it all on, with these guys, it runs on this track. So you put the belt through and you just pull it and it goes and it clicks in. They're freaking awesome. I mean, anybody between the ages of 1 and 150, you own a belt. I don't care if it's a shoelace. Somebody owns a belt. The problem is, if you don't own one of theirs, you own the wrong belt. I know, I own the wrong belt. One of these times, one of these days, one of these ways, I'm going to end up grabbing one of their belts. They are absolutely fantastic. I'm going to put a link down below. One for their knife section, because they have 3 new knives out. And then I'm just going to put down in the description, I'll put down the link to their channel so you can check out some of their belts, because I'm not going to lie, they are fantastic. And I think I need one of their belts. They make it really simple. Let me get back down to where I was. Here we go. So the knife page. Today, they have 2 folders. One is a utility knife that I'm doing today. It's like a work knife. They have a fighting blade, fixed blade, and then they have this really sweet Tonto folder that is definitely has to be one of those down the line knives. It is awesome. But today, there's a reason I wanted to bring out this one over the other 2, and it's because this one is really freaking unique. And I dig unique because I'm not all there in the head, which makes me a little special, and this is a little special. So first of all, it comes in a hard case, right? And you can see Kore, that's Core Essentials. On the box itself, on the case, there's a honing steel, so you have a sharpener. And what happens if you use your knife and then you run them across honing steels? It's going to keep it sharp forever, and that's a really good thing. But you open this up and you got this beautiful padded internal with a cleaning brush, which is really cool. You don't usually see that in a lot of different companies, but you can see how formed it is exactly for every little section. That is a really well done knife box. I have to say, I am completely impressed. What else impresses me is the heft of this thing. This is a beast, man. I'm trying to so it's more than 2 times the weight of my like a titanium OTF. It's a heavy, awesome, thick, burly blade that you feel in your hand. Now, when I show you the main blade, a lot of people are going to say, how do you like this knife? You hate harpoons. I do. I hate the harpoon styling. But this knife, I'm completely okay with it because of what this knife is as a double functioning knife. I'm really, really impressed with this knife. You'll notice that this doesn't open up all the way straight. It's because this is a ripper, a utility knife for people who collect multi-tools and things of that nature. Having something like this, I mean, you have serration, you have flat blade, you have Tonto tip. You do have, I know a lot of people do like the harpoons, and you do have that so you can use your finger on it. For me, I just think the harpoon, I'm not crazy about that styling. Their other one is not harpoon, it's just their folder, their Tonto folder is a straight up folder. And that's pretty, man. It is pretty. But again, I really don't care about that on this because of the fact that it is a nasty, nasty utility knife. You'll notice it does, both are slide locks. So generally you'll get something similar to this you'll get in a slip joint, right? And there's no locking. These ones lock. I can't get over how like much knife it is in your hand when you feel it. I mean, just look at these internals. This thing is fan freaking tastic. I am absolutely digging everything about this. Now, I was trying to think of like, oh, that's just the. I'm like, what is that piece on the inside? It's just the frame, the base. This thing is crazy, crazy sturdy. You got G10 in the grip, and then you have VG10 San Mai on both of the blades, not just the main blade, but both of the blades. And I'm gonna just give you a little rundown. Tekafu, Japan. That's like where you go for San Mai. It's a town in Japan that has made San Mai for a jillion years and always do it right. So it says built for performance and durability, core essentials, standard knife, everyday carry, utility knife mix, which is awesome. It is forged in Japan's legendary Tekafu. I don't know how to pronounce it, Tekafu, but you get it. Knife village. It's a whole knife village. It is a premium blade crafted using the same time-honored Sanmai technique. An ancient three-layered steel forging method enhances both strength and longevity. At its core is VG10 stainless steel, razor sharp edge, superior edge retention, while the outer layers of high-strength stainless steel and flexibility, durability, preventing breakage under heavy use, with a sleek black oxide finish. Let's go over the dual blade system. We're going to take it outside and cut with it, I promise. Designed for versatility, the knife boasts a dual blade system to handle a wide range of tasks. The primary serrated blade excels in cutting, slicing, and utility work, while the secondary seatbelt cutter is perfect for emergency situations, opening packages, handling farm and outdoor tasks with precision. And then you got these slide locks, bar locks that are just fantastic. It's built for EDC enthusiasts, survivalists, and tactical users. I have to say, if you work in like a Home Depot, if you work in a Walmart, if you work in a Costco, something like this would come in so handy. To have a completely separate blade, especially angled, that you can rip with is awesome. Even if you are someone with a farm and you have horses and you do hoof cleaning, this would be absolutely perfect. Even for hoof trimming, this would be perfect. Just the angle alone adds so much versatility and usability to this side of the blade. This one right here, obviously, it is what it is. It's a Tonto. It's an EDC. I should have closed that side first, but it's just your EDC blade. You have a really nice half serrade. You have a really sweet Tonto tip on there. Let's see if overall sharpness. Wow. And edge geometry with edge sharpness means razor blade. That is, I'm trying to show you, that is super, super sharp. That is razor sharp. As in, oh yeah, as in, I just went to the hospital. So, as in shave sharp. That is crazy, crazy sharp. But enough sitting around and talking about it. I will mention one more thing before we go out. It is well jimped. Look at that spacer, is ridiculous. And you can see the finger grooves, that contouring in there, those scallops all the way around. Amazingly done for awesome, great comfort. All right, let's get it out here in this beautiful Arizona sunshine. So you can see the texturing in this grip. How well this G10 is a ton of G10. How well it is done. you can see that big fat spacer, which is just incredible. Just all the way around that thick steel lining. It makes this thing feel like you're holding like a little 2x4 in your hand. It is just absolutely sweet. They did such a good job with this knife, making it just an all-around non-complex user. It's just, I mean, and then for those who are always worrying about, you know, self-defense, can you use your utility knife as a self-defense blade? I'll tell you what, man, a hook there, come up there, I wouldn't want it in my rib cage, I'll tell you that. This thing is a beast. Even the pocket clip is really, really nice. Everything about this is just great. A lot of people, what they'll do is they leave a pocket clip flat. You'll notice what they did is this little indenture. It's actually got a purpose. It's so your finger can fit in it. So either lefty or righty, you're going to have a really great amount of comfort. You'll notice right here, that goes right in there. It fits perfectly and it helps lock the knife in. With a left hand, it's the other way. It just goes right there. That's awesome, man. That is really, really thoughtful. Really, really well done. Great usage of what do you call that when I forgot the word. Engineering. I literally pressed pause because I was brain farting. I'm going, what's that word? Engineering. It's a great staple of engineering. First things first, though, I want to use the ripper. We'll go grab some cardboard and cut it up. All right. So with this, we're just going to go ahead and puncture and rip. That it's just the angle makes that so easy. So easy. So puncture, rip. I mean, opening packages is going to be a breeze with this. It's just I don't know. I'm really enjoying this. I saw this and thought to myself, that is an absolute must. I really liked the two-way construction on this and the multi-purpose blade. And for someone who doesn't carry a multi-tool, but somehow always seems to need one, carrying something like this would cover both bases. I'm not a multi-tool guy. I'm a knife guy, just a regular knife guy. This is a regular knife that's still a multi-tool. I'm really digging that. All right, so before I start cutting, what I want to do is I want to see how good this stop pin is going to be and how good the construction and how good the tip is, along with the contouring here, and we'll see how depth goes. But I'm going to throw it into this piece of wood, and if the stop pin is good and all the pivot points are good, we're going to have a good reaction here. Bam. You can see, not only did I throw it hard because it wobbles when it hits, but it actually hit almost sideways, which puts a ton of pressure on this pivot point, and there is zero movement. I mean, that hit like this, which means the rear of this, which is heavy, keeps going while this is still in the wood. So while this is still, this wants to keep moving. No bending in the tip, no nothing like that. That's actually pretty excellent. Let's try one more. Bam, that is solid. That is solid. So it went all the way to the secondary grind here, where it breaks off for the Tonto tip. That's more than a ½ inch. There is zero play. Make sure it still closes. Make sure it still opens. It locks. Everything is good. I cannot get over how beefy this is, and hopefully the sun is really showing you guys. That's pretty incredible. All right, let's start cutting. I'm like looking to see if this thing started. All I got is a glare. I can't see anything. So what I want to try and do is I'm going to use the top of the Tonto tip here to see if we can't get a push cut. And that was extremely easy, extremely clean on a bungee cord. That was super. That was easier probably than it should have been. So we'll use this little plastic tubing right here. Let's see, that side's full of dirt. This is the side I must have been cutting. Well, they're both full of dirt. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut. Now this is rubber, so if the knife isn't sharp, what's going to happen is the rubber will crush and become oval. If it's sharp, it'll, boom, did you see that pop? Goes straight through. There's no bending in the rubber. That was beautiful. I'm going to try the other part of the edge here. And you see how it jumps off? That's the pop. When something's really sharp, it makes it just pop off. It explodes from the edge. That was a great edge explosion. So now let's go with the thick rope. We got this nice chunky stuff right here, and it's all frayed on the end. So look at that push cut. Look at that push cut. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, but look, it's frayed. Well, yeah, but the wood is grooved too. So once it cuts, then the rest is just pushing into that wood. But you can see how absolutely clean that is. That is super, super nice. Let's try the flat edge right here. Man, that is a great edge. That's not a good edge. That's a great edge. Now I'm going to cut the nervous making stuff because this is so hard that if the knife screws up, if something happens, it's going to skid and cut my hands open. And we don't like that. Well, I mean, it's great for video, but I don't like that because it's bad for hospital. Woohoo! You see that? This stuff is so brittle. So brittle. Let's see. Trying to work it in there. You can see it cutting right in to that hard material. And normally, this is the kind of thing on a thin edge, you can get a really nice chip in an edge. But when it's done right, it's done right. This one has a crack in it. Not the blade, but this has a crack in it. So it's going to keep stopping. I can't go all the way around, but you can see that's just continuously cutting. And that was nice. That is a hard material. Not made for cutting with a knife, but it's still going to get it done. I want to try feathering 2 different ways with this. Actually, 3 different ways. First, I'm going to do it left-handed. Usually, the serrations are made better for righties, and lefties have a hard time using a serration that's on half of it. But this one is obviously having no problem with the serrations. Let's try the nice flat area, and we are getting great swoops here. That is so nice. That means this can be a knife, and I'm looking for wobbling and loosening, anything like that. There's none. This can be a great bring-along knife for camping. Now we will use the Tonto tip, doing the same thing. And you can see that this thing is perfect for that. Here's what I want to see, though. What about the utility blade? Can we use that for feathering? What kind of angle? And look at those curls. Man, I had a feeling about that. So, are you going to be able to use this as your secondary camp blade so you can get fires going and things like that? Absolutely. Absolutely. Look at those curls, man. That will light a fire. I can't see if it's in there because I literally only have glare. For me, your screen is black, but man, that is really, really nice. I want to try something here. Just because I'm a little wacky. Let's see. Just shave down. Let's see. Well, there's a screw in there. I keep forgetting about that. Let's get down to the screw. You can see the screw sticking out right here. It goes all the way through. And I'm not a jerk. I'm not like you see a lot of knife guys out there that'll purposely break a knife. Those are jerks. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to hit the edge on a screw because I wouldn't be doing that in real life with a real knife that I plan on carrying and using. Why would I want to destroy my edge? It teaches you nothing. But man, look at that. That is absolutely awesome. Just awesome. So if you have to make your tent spikes and pit spikes and arrows and spears and anything with a tip on it, you use that serrated edge right there. That's money in the bank, baby. Even if you got to make a stick for marshmallows, that is so nice. So far, what I can say is that this thing, I'm trying to feel for like anything loosening and moving, maybe some loose screws from banging on it. And when you bang down on a nice piece of hard wood and you're banging down like that, that generally does something bad to the knife. This knife is really good, so nothing bad is happening. So now let's say you are camping and you do make yourself a spear and you are able to bag yourself some kind of squirrel or duck or something. Are you going to be able to use this to skin? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm trying to go with just the tip because I don't know if I could do it with the serrate. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe you can. So, I mean, the knife is just multi-purposeful. It's awesome in the hand. And it is, look at this, it is super sharp. That's leather. This isn't a rubber ball. That is a leather ball with rubber, with mesh all throughout it. And it is just nice. Now, normally I go to the garden hose pretty early, but I wanted to really use this thing before I go to the garden hose because you need it sharp to cut through the multiple layers. And I want to see, because it is San Mai, after cutting through all this stuff, am I still going to be able to cut no problem through the garden hose? That's what we're going to find out right now. And that is a breeze. Now let's try the rip cut. This is where you can tell if you have a good edge or not. So with a bad edge, when you do the rip, what happens is it leaves a lot of fibers, little hairs sticking up because they pull. With a good edge, that doesn't happen. This is a very, very good edge. So this is just really, really sweet. So now that was 2 layers of nylon, 2 layers of rubber. When you twist up 2 and 2, you get, I don't know, I don't do math. But let's see, man, I guess you get a lot. That's the number. That's the number you get. You get a lot. I never do this last because a good edge is needed to make a clean cut, and you don't want to abuse your edge before you need to make the cleanest cut of the day. And I wanted to really work this edge over a little bit before I made the best and cleanest needed cut of the day. And it worked out perfect. It worked out perfect. I like how it has a little flipper. I do like that. Check this out, man. So when you're talking about a 2-blade utility knife, generally, again, you're going to end up with something that's a slip joint that doesn't lock. You're not going to end up with San Mai, VG10 San Mai. You're not going to end up with something thick as a brick. This knife, it literally checks all the boxes. This checks all the boxes. It just I got a fly landing on me. It literally, it's what you want, what you need in a knife. It's going to open, close, stay open. It's going to be sharp. It's going to be strong. It's going to be rust resistant. It's going to be grippy. It's just a really, really well done total package of a blade. I think Core Essentials knocked it out of the park with this thing. Did a really good job. The knife is absolutely built. So who knows? Maybe I can get a hold of the other two, maybe one of their belts, and we can really go over their stuff because they are a company who is well deserved to be seen. This thing is freaking awesome. I am Donnie B all day. Until next knife.